Hey guys, Pixel Pikachu here, and today we are doing some scary stories that happened to me. Now, I know this is usually not what I do, but to be honest, I didn't know what to do, so I decided to do scary stories. And these aren't as scary as Mr. Nightmare or anything, but I thought I would try something new. Anyway, let's get started. So, my first story is I was going to sleep, right? I was really tired, but for some reason I could not go to sleep. And I didn't know what was happening, and my dad was downstairs. Nobody else was home except my dad and me, and I was just really tired. It was a school night. And yeah. So just keep in mind that my dad was downstairs, right? And as I was laying down again, as I was closing my eyes again to try to go to sleep, I heard someone whisper, "Daddy," into my ear. And I jumped up, I looked around, nobody was there. And I yelled, "Dad," and he didn't hear me because he was downstairs. And I swear to you, it was whispered in my ear, right next to me. But no one was there. My second story is my sister was at my house, and we were playing outside. We were having the best time. It was really fun. And then I went inside because I was really thirsty. I needed to get something to drink. So I went inside, and then after I got my drink, I came back outside to see my sister was scared. She was just looking around. She had an expression of fear on her face, and I was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What happened?" And she said that there was this car that came around, and it was the exact same car, and it kept going around our block over and over and over. And she swore to me that it was the exact same car every time. Then, right before I came out, the car stopped in front of our house. The person got out and looked at my sister and just stared at her for like a minute, and then got back in their car and drove away. And then I came out. And I know this hasn't really happened to me personally, but I thought it was kind of scary from my sister's point of view, because she didn't know what would happen. And yeah. My third story is I was home alone, and my dad wasn't there. It was at night. I finished all my homework. I was playing Minecraft because I'm obsessed. But I was playing on the computer. I was okay. I was having fun, and then I heard someone knock on the door. I was like, what's happening? It's late. Why would someone be at the door? And then I just ignored it because I was like, you know what? It could have just been my imagination. It wasn't. I heard someone knock on the door again. And again, I ignored it. I was like, maybe it's just someone coming over for a party and they think that they got the wrong address. But then they knocked again. And this time, they jiggled on the doorknob. And at this point, I was scared. I they were I I thought they were trying to get inside my house. They knocked three whole times now, and they jiggled on the knock. And so I called my dad, and I was hysterical, and I told him what happened, and it turns out he was gonna come home soon, so he came home, and we opened the door, and turns out it was just some guy dropping off this little like coupon or something. But then I thought, number one, why late at night? I mean, usually someone would come earlier, right? Then number two, why did they knock 3 whole times? I don't understand. Couldn't you just knock 1 time or maybe 2 and then just put it on? And I know why they jiggled at the doorknob, because they were trying to get it in. But then back to my number 1 reason. Why did they come at night? Well, then I thought maybe they didn't drop off that thing. Maybe somebody else did earlier in the day, and somebody really was trying to get inside my house. Nothing happened, thank goodness, but it still scared the crap out of me. Now here is my 4th and final story, and I think this is the scariest, at least scary for me and my friends. Anyway, I was at a camp that I go to every single summer. Let's call it Camp W. I love it there, it's amazing, and I'm still gonna go there this summer. Keep that in mind. At this particular moment, it was at night. Like every scary story is, it's at night. All of the girls that were in our cabin were like laying down to sleep. They were, we were getting ready to go to sleep, and everyone was in, and there was such one junior counselor. And as we were about to turn off the lights, the junior counselor came in looking scared. We all asked what was happening, but she refused to tell anyone except the other junior counselor in there. Anyway, we went to sleep, and the next day, the other junior counselor made me swear not to tell anyone, and she told me that the junior counselor that came in saw a tall man looking through our window, like actually peeking in our window. I was scared, but then I started thinking that she might have imagined it. Of course, like, a tall man couldn't look through our window, because that never happens. Well, I mean, it does happen, but, you know, you wouldn't expect it from a place that you thought was safe, you know? Anyway, I just believed she was imagining it until one of my friends, let's call him BC, you know who you are, he told me that he saw a tall man standing at the edge of his bed, twitching. And he swore to me that he was not lying. And then another boy said they saw this man at night too, at the foot of his bed. We were all scared, terrified that something would happen to us. Terrified. But thankfully, we went home safe and never saw the tall man again. Now, as I said before, I'm going to the same camp this summer, as I always do. But will we see the tall man again? Now that's it for my scary stories. And thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, comment, all that stuff, and please consider subscribing, because that would be awesome. And anyway, until next time, bye.